Did you know that the snacks you reach for before bed or between meals might quietly be working against your body's strength? Many older adults make a sincere effort to eat healthily, especially after retirement. They avoid sugar, cut back on processed foods, and often swap chips or cookies for what they believe are smarter snacks, nuts. And while some nuts truly support memory, circulation, and muscle tone, others may be secretly speeding up muscle loss, a condition called sarcopenia. And they do it one small handful at a time. After the age of 60, our bodies become less forgiving. We need more protein, more rest, and more targeted nutrients to keep our muscles alive and strong. But here's what most seniors don't realize. Muscle doesn't simply vanish because we grow older. It disappears because we stop giving it the tools it needs to stay. In this article, I want to share with you 7 specific nuts you should avoid. Not because they're trendy to hate, but because they work against your strength, your heart, your medications, or your sleep. I write this not only as a health educator, but also as someone who has walked alongside many older adults. People like you who still want to feel steady, energized, and confident in their own bodies. Let's take a closer look, one by one. And remember, each nut carries a story, a lesson, and a gentle reminder to help you reclaim your health starting today. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend hitting that button and turning on the notifications so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you find this content helpful, please type 1 in the comments below to let me know you're with me. Number 1. Cashews, the creamy culprit behind fragile bones and weak legs. Cashews often arrive in our homes disguised as harmless comfort. Their creamy texture, subtle sweetness, and reputation as a heart-healthy snack make them a regular presence in many seniors' kitchens. But beneath their appealing surface lies a quiet saboteur. For adults over 60, the balance of bone renewal shifts. We no longer build bone as fast as we lose it. When we add foods high in oxalates, like cashews, to our diets, the situation worsens. Oxalates bind with calcium in the digestive tract, preventing it from being absorbed into the bloodstream. Over time, this can contribute to weaker bones, increased risk of fractures, and slower recovery from falls. I remember working with a kind-hearted woman named Margaret, 74, who struggled with recurring foot pain and general instability. She had always believed cashews were a better alternative to sweets. While her intention was good, she didn't realize that her nightly handful of cashews was interfering with her body's ability to maintain the very strength she was trying to protect. When she removed cashews from her routine and replaced them with more calcium-friendly options, her mornings became steadier. Her words stayed with me. I thought I was doing the right thing. I didn't know food could be this quiet and this powerful. It's also important to note that cashews are relatively high in carbohydrates compared to other nuts. For seniors managing blood sugar, especially at night, this can lead to glucose spikes that promote inflammation, another factor accelerating muscle breakdown. Additionally, for those with dry mouth, dentures, or swallowing difficulties, the density of cashews can make them hard, even risky, to consume. Cashews may feel like a harmless treat, but for aging bodies, they may be quietly working against your strength, one bite at a time. But cashews aren't alone in their deceptive nature. There's a far more familiar nut, often praised in trail mixes and toast spreads, that may be even more harmful for your liver and joints. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now, let's move on to point number 2. 2. Peanuts. Affordable to buy, costly to your liver and joints. Peanuts are everywhere, hidden in trail mixes, tucked inside protein bars, spread on morning toast. For many older adults, they feel like a familiar companion. easy to grab, satisfying, and budget-friendly. But not everything familiar is safe, especially not for a body that's changing, aging, and becoming more sensitive over time. The truth is, peanuts carry risks that often go unnoticed until it's too late. Despite their name, peanuts are actually legumes. They grow underground, making them highly vulnerable to mold. This mold produces aflatoxins, toxic compounds linked to liver damage, weakened immunity, and even cancer. In younger bodies, the liver works diligently to filter out these toxins. But for older adults, particularly those on multiple medications or already facing liver strain, this invisible threat grows far more serious. I recall a gentleman named George, 77, who proudly defended his peanut habit. "It's my protein, it's cheap. It fills me up," he would say. Yet George frequently complained of persistent fatigue, joint stiffness, and bloating that no doctor could fully explain. When he removed peanuts from his diet, the changes were subtle at first. Improved digestion, lighter mornings, but within a few months, even his joint pain began to ease. Sometimes, the answer isn't more medicine. It's less hidden harm. Peanuts also disrupt the delicate balance between omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 fats aren't inherently bad, in excess they stoke chronic inflammation, one of the root causes of joint pain, muscle loss, and even memory decline. Add to that the fact that peanuts contain vitamin K, which can dangerously interfere with blood thinners, and you have a snack far riskier than it appears. And what about peanut butter? Most commercial brands are loaded with sugar, salt, and hydrogenated oils, turning a once healthy food into a slow-acting trap for seniors striving to stay strong. But if peanuts quietly harm your liver and joints, wait until you hear about the next nut creamy, indulgent, and draining your muscles night after night. 3. Macadamia nuts. Rich in flavor, poor in muscle support. Macadamias are often seen as a luxurious treat, creamy, rich, and indulgent. They appear on elegant dessert tables, health food aisles, and gourmet recipes. To the eye and palate, they're delightful. But for the aging body, especially one working hard to hold on to strength, they may be one of the most deceptive snacks. At first glance, macadamias seem harmless. They're high in healthy fats, right? But look closer, and you'll uncover a concerning truth. They provide almost nothing for your muscles. Macadamias are exceptionally low in protein and fiber, two critical nutrients your body relies on, especially during sleep, to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. Without these building blocks, your body may begin breaking down existing muscle to fuel vital functions overnight. This slow erosion is what makes many seniors feel weaker, less steady, and more easily fatigued in the morning. Then there's the calorie density. Macadamias are among the most calorie-dense nuts available. For older adults who are less active or managing their weight, it's easy to overconsume them. Just a small handful can provide over 200 calories with minimal nutritional return. The result? Unintentional weight gain, which puts extra pressure on joints, especially knees, hips, and lower back. To make matters worse, most commercially sold macadamia nuts are roasted in processed oils and dusted with salt, a combination that promotes inflammation, raises blood pressure, and can aggravate heart conditions, particularly in seniors with circulatory concerns. I remember a lovely woman named Diane, 68, who kept a small jar of macadamias by her reading chair. "It's my reward," she told me, but over time, she noticed her legs tiring more quickly and a heaviness that didn't quite make sense. When she swapped macadamias for a protein-rich evening snack, her mornings became lighter, and her steps more confident. So, while macadamias may feel like a gentle indulgence, for older adults aiming to stay strong and steady, they come with a costly compromise. But if macadamias quietly steal your strength, the next nut brings a different kind of danger, one tied not just to muscle, but to your body's ability to process medications. Now, let's explore point number 4. 4. Pine nuts. Small in size, but disruptive to your medications. Pine nuts appear innocent, tiny, soft, elegant. They're often sprinkled on salads, blended into pesto, or featured in upscale dishes. They hardly seem like a threat. But for older adults, especially those managing multiple medications, these delicate seeds can quietly interfere with some of the most sensitive systems in your body. What many don't realize is that pine nuts contain a compound called pinolenic acid, which has been shown to alter how the liver processes medications. This is particularly concerning for seniors taking blood pressure medicines, cholesterol-lowering statins, or heart rhythm drugs. Even slight changes in how your liver metabolizes these prescriptions can lead to serious side effects, sudden spikes in blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, or clotting problems. Unlike obvious allergic reactions, these disruptions often go unnoticed until significant damage has already taken place. Beyond drug interactions, pine nuts are associated with a strange and frustrating condition known as pine mouth. It's not dangerous, but can leave a bitter, metallic taste lingering in your mouth for days or even weeks. For seniors already struggling with reduced appetite, this can push them toward undereating and unintentional weight loss, both of which make maintaining muscle even more difficult. Then there's the matter of fat. While pine nuts do contain healthy fats, they are rich in polyunsaturated fats, which oxidize quickly. If pine nuts are even slightly stale or improperly stored, these fats can produce compounds that accelerate brain aging, irritate joints, and damage arteries. A dangerous mix for anyone, but especially for those in their golden years. And let's not forget the simple fact that pine nuts, because of their smooth shape and small size, pose a choking hazard for anyone with dry mouth, dental issues, or diminished swallowing reflexes. A common, though often unspoken, challenge of aging. They may be tiny, but their risks are not. For aging bodies that depend on precise routines and stable medications, pine nuts can upset the balance in ways few expect. But if pine nuts quietly disrupt your prescriptions and senses, the next nut conceals an even more direct danger, a toxin that can steal your breath even in small amounts. 5. Bitter almonds and apricot kernels. Toxic in small doses. Bitter almonds aren't a staple in most pantries, but they often appear under misleading names. Apricot kernels, natural detox nuts, or raw almonds, sold at health food stores or online, frequently come with bold health claims. But behind those innocent labels lies a chemical compound that poses serious risks, especially to older adults. Amygdalin, a substance that converts to cyanide once digested. Cyanide, a word that hardly seems to belong in any food conversation, let alone in something marketed as natural. Just 4 to 5 raw, bitter almonds can cause symptoms like dizziness, nausea, confusion, or worse. Eating more than 10 could lead to severe poisoning requiring emergency care. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing toxins like these, making even small doses dangerously potent. I recall a couple, Thomas and Elaine, both in their early 70s, who began adding apricot kernels to their diet after reading about supposed anti-cancer benefits online. Soon, Elaine experienced headaches, stomach pain, and a troubling shortness of breath. They initially thought it was the flu or medication side effects. It wasn't. Blood tests later revealed mild cyanide toxicity. Removing the kernels brought relief within days. The problem with bitter almonds and their lookalikes is their disguise as something helpful. They appeal to our desire to age naturally, avoid harsh medicines, and cleanse the body. But true health doesn't come from hidden poisons dressed in wellness language, especially not when your body is already doing the hard work of aging with grace. Unlike other nuts, these don't just erode your strength over time. They can harm you immediately. No slow breakdown, no creeping fatigue, just toxic shock to a system increasingly vulnerable with age. Yet, as dangerous as bitter almonds are, they're not the most insidious. There's another nut, soft, creamy, often mixed-in snacks that doesn't merely interfere with nutrition, but may quietly undermine your body's very foundation. Your bones. 6. Salted mixed nuts. A hidden enemy in every pantry. There's something comforting about a jar of mixed nuts. It sits on the kitchen counter, ready to offer a quick snack between meals, often shared among friends, family, or during a quiet evening watching a classic film. For many older adults, it feels like a reasonable, even healthy choice. After all, nuts are better than chips, right? But when you look closer, especially at salted mixed nuts, what seems harmless may in fact be quietly draining your strength. These mixes are often highly processed, roasted in low-quality oils, and coated with more sodium than most realize. For seniors, the consequences are subtle but serious. Excess salt leads to fluid retention, high blood pressure, and impaired circulation conditions already common with age. That swelling in your ankles, restless nights, or foggy mornings? Sometimes the culprit isn't just age, it's the salt in your snack. Even more concerning, many mixed nut blends are dominated by cashews and peanuts, both of which, as we've discussed, offer little support for muscle health and may accelerate bone loss and inflammation. Rarely do these mixes include the more beneficial nuts like walnuts, skin-on almonds, or pistachios. What you're left with is a cocktail of calories, salt, and inflammatory fats, but not the nutrients your aging body truly needs to rebuild and stay strong. I once met Arthur, 82, who proudly shared that he had swapped cookies for nuts years ago. When I asked what kind, he smiled and said, "Just the classic mix." But after we read the label together, hydrogenated oils, over 200 milligrams of sodium per serving, his smile faded. "I thought I was doing better," he said quietly. The good news is, he was. He just needed to go one step further and choose smarter nutrition, because not all nuts are created equal. And sometimes it's the mix that misleads us. But if salty blends are quietly sapping your strength, wait until you learn about a nut praised for its nutrients, yet dangerously easy to overeat, capable of tipping your body's balance with just a few too many bites. 7. Brazil nuts. A selenium surprise that can backfire. At first glance, Brazil nuts seem like a nutritional treasure, large, hearty, packed with selenium, a mineral essential for thyroid health, immunity, and muscle maintenance. For seniors aiming to protect their energy and stay sharp, that sounds like a win. But in truth, Brazil nuts walk a fine line between helpful and harmful, especially for older adults whose systems are more sensitive to excess. Selenium is a trace mineral, meaning your body needs it in tiny amounts. Just one Brazil nut contains your entire daily requirement, often more. So when you enjoy a handful, as many unknowingly do, you may be getting 5, 6, or even 10 times the safe limit. In younger years, the body may adjust, but after 60, when metabolism slows and organs like the liver and kidneys process nutrients less efficiently, selenium overload becomes a real risk. The effects aren't always immediate, but they're troubling. Fatigue, thinning hair, irritability, joint pain, digestive issues, even nerve problems. I remember speaking with Leonard, a 76-year-old retired teacher who started adding Brazil nuts to his diet after reading about their benefits. Within weeks, he felt drained and achy, but couldn't figure out why. Blood tests revealed selenium levels far above normal. When he cut back to just one nut every few days, the symptoms faded. "I never imagined too much of a good thing could do that," he told me. Beyond selenium, Brazil nuts are also high in saturated fat. While natural, it still adds up, especially if you're managing cholesterol or heart conditions. They're calorie-dense, easy to overeat, and often consumed mindlessly, increasing the risk. That's the hard truth. The dose makes the poison. Even healthy-sounding foods can turn on you if the balance isn't right. So, while Brazil nuts can play a role in wellness, they require respect and restraint, something rarely mentioned on glossy health blogs or grocery store labels. 8. What I eat every day to stay strong, sharp, and independent after 60. Over the years, I've learned that building strength as we age isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently. You don't need fancy diets, expensive supplements, or exhausting routines. You just need to give your body what it truly craves: gentle, steady nourishment, especially during the quiet hours when your muscles rebuild and your brain resets. Here's what I personally turn to every day to help protect my muscles, support my heart, and stay sharp and balanced as I age. Every evening, about an hour before bed, I eat a small bowl of low-fat cottage cheese. It's not exciting or trendy, but it works. Cottage cheese contains a special protein called casein, which digests slowly and feeds your muscles throughout the night. It's like a slow trickle of support while you sleep, preventing your body from breaking down muscle for energy, a problem that becomes more common after 60. I also add a spoonful of pumpkin seeds. These are rich in magnesium, which helps muscles relax and prevents those awful nighttime leg cramps. Pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that boosts natural melatonin production, helping you fall asleep faster and stay in deeper, restorative sleep. That's when your body does its most important healing. On some nights, especially when I feel a little stiff or tired, I peel and eat 2 ripe kiwis. They're rich in antioxidants and naturally contain melatonin too. I find they help calm my mind and soothe my joints, a gentle way to transition into rest. And finally, every other morning, I enjoy a few walnuts with breakfast. They are high in ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that supports brain function and fights inflammation. They help me stay focused, grounded, and mobile, especially on days I walk longer or tend to my garden. These aren't magic foods. They're simple, practical choices that meet me where I am in this season of life without overwhelm. And when I'm consistent, I feel it. More energy, less soreness, clearer thoughts, steadier balance. If you're over 60 and looking for a quiet, powerful shift in your health, start small. Start with what you eat before bed. If you'd like, I can show you exactly how to build your own simple bedtime routine for strength and healing. Conclusion: small choices, stronger tomorrows. Aging doesn't mean fading. It means adapting gently, wisely, and with care. The truth is, your strength. You've now seen the nuts that can slowly erode your strength and the ones that can nourish it. You've learned how something as simple as a spoonful of cottage cheese or a few pumpkin seeds can help your body do what it was always meant to do: heal, repair, and renew. You don't have to change everything overnight. You don't need perfect discipline or complex meal plans. You just need to begin with one thoughtful decision at a time. So tonight, as you prepare for bed, ask yourself, what can I give my body to help it wake up stronger tomorrow? Because it's not too late. Not for your legs, not for your memory, not for your life. And remember, the smallest rituals done with care build the strongest foundations. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.